How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the workshop. Today I want to talk bike bags. I have a good collection of bike bags and I thought it would make a good video for everybody. It's something most cyclists carry with them. Unless you're a pro, if you notice the pros in the Tour de France, they're not carrying anything with them. That's because they have a sag wagon and they have a team mechanic in the car following them down the road. And if their bike breaks, hey, they get a new bike. But most of us here on normal planet Earth, we have to take our stuff with us. And the type of bag you carry it in is much, it's down to preference and what you enjoy and how it loads up on the bike, how it feels, how it looks. So there's a lot of personal preference that goes into that. I have a bit of an assortment today, and I have some that are mounted up on one of my bikes that I'll show in a minute. Most of my stuff is old. It's sort of secondhand. If I buy a used bike, a lot of times whoever sells it to me, there'll be a saddlebag attached to it with some extra tools laying in there. So you do come across them that way. And I have gone out of my way to purchase new equipment in the past, and I'll be sure to show all of that to you guys. So for now, let's start with the basics. Right here in the middle are a few saddlebags that I have in my collection. I have stuffed them with bike tubes or various items to give them some shape so you can see. This one is a classic. This is made by Pedro's. Some of you have maybe seen this if you've been cycling long enough. This has been one of my favorite bike bags, and I had one of these years and years ago, and I had got rid of it, and I was on eBay one day, and there, lo and behold, somebody was selling this for $5. So I said, you know what, I'm going to grab that because I really like those things. And I still use it. It's really unique. It's got the nice Pedro's strap. I really like a saddlebag that has an adjustable strap and a clip. I don't like the Velcro because I feel like the Velcro is not secure and it wears out quicker. And I don't want my stuff falling off of my bike without me knowing it. The other interesting thing about this saddlebag is that it's made out of a recycled bicycle tube. I don't know if the lighting lets you see that very well, but there's actually a bicycle tube that's sewed into a couple pieces of what I think is Caldura, a pretty tough fabric. And I always thought that was kind of a neat feature. The other thing I like about this bag is that it's pretty lightweight. Compared to some of the other bags that I have, this one's probably the lightest one that I have. It might be the smallest, which is a bit of a drawback, but if you're looking to be aero, that's okay. You just throw in what you need, a tube, CO2, some tire levers. That's the basics. You can shove a couple other tools in there and be okay, but this one isn't going to bring the kitchen sink. The one other thing I like about this bag is this little loop right here. This is for hanging a bike light or a blinky or a reflector. That's a must if you're on the road, in my opinion. I don't necessarily like mounting the blinkies on my bike. I'd rather put it on the bike bag. I just think it looks a little neater. So that's the Pedro's bag. On to the next item here. This is a pretty cool mountain bike bag. I got this on a bike that I bought used and the owner threw it in. And this seems to be from a small manufacturer in California. I had never heard of them until I bought this bike with this bag on here. But it's, what is it, Overland Equipment, Chico, California, made in the USA. And it's got an interesting shape. It's sort of a wedge shape that mounts under your seat like this. So it's a little bit different than your typical bike bag, which I'll show you the Pedro's. It's a little more rounded, so this kind of has a wedge shape to it. One thing I like about this bike, it has a nice large zipper opening in the back. See, I got a bike tube in there. The zipper works very nicely. There's a pouch in the bottom that you could put your keys in there. You could throw a credit card or some zip ties, whatever you decide. And again, it's got a clip right there, so you just unclip it from your bike. And as you can see, this thing is old. The clip and the fabric has all been, bleached by the sun through the years. So this one's got some age to it. I'm not sure when this one was, in manufacture. I'm not sure if this company's still around, but if you find one used somewhere, I would recommend it. I like it. Good mountain bike bag there. So here is another one that I'm on the fence about it. This is a performance brand. If you've been in, some of you probably heard of Performance Cycling. It's a big mail order company, and they have some brick and mortar locations at various places around the U.S. This one is the Transit. I had one of these in the past that I really liked it, and I used it until the clip broke. This one's a little bit different. It's shaped differently. As you can see, it's a little more aero, more geared towards the road sort of thing. But one thing I don't like about it, it's more narrow at the top, or at the opening, than it is at the base. I find that to be a little strange. It kind of sticks out, you know, maybe it touches your legs a little bit. I don't know, it just looks a little funny. But it is secure, nice Velcro. Again, it's got a clip strap, which I like a lot. One other thing, it's got a reflective strip on it, and voila, you can hang a blinky from there, which is nice. And again, it's got one zipper opening. The zipper's a little bit rough, but as you can see, I've got it stuffed full of stuff right there. So this is the one I've been using lately. So those are my used items. Again, this one came on a bike that I purchased used. So what I have purchased new, this is it's in here. What do I got there? Oh, a tool. This is a bag that I bought new, and it is tough. It's Jan Mountaineering, I think is the company. Again, these are made in the USA. I like Jan's website. It's very old school looking, and all of their stuff is, I won't say crude, but it's very basic, but it's very tough. This bag is probably going to stick around with me for quite some time, maybe the rest of my life, I don't know. And again, as you see, it's got the clip strap, which I prefer. It has a pocket in the bottom, which I like, and you can see the inside. I don't know if I can turn it inside out a little bit. It's really heavily constructed out of Cordura, and it has kind of a plastic, almost like a rubberized plastic material on the inside, which seems to be really durable, and you know, does shed the water a little bit. It's not waterproof, but it kind of helps things clanking around on the inside of your bag. You don't hear it as much, and it's got a lot of room compared to the other saddlebags that I have. But I really like this. I don't remember the model. I think Jan they make a mini wedge. I think this one's the wedge, and then they make one that's bigger, much bigger actually. It's probably geared more towards touring because it's gigantic. So I picked up this one. This is the wedge. I think this is the medium-sized bag you can buy. But in tandem with this, I also have the Jan frame bag, wedge style bag that fits in the frame of your bike. It has Velcro on the top. The Velcro's around the top tube of your frame. Additional Velcro right there. It has two straps that go around the down tube of your frame, which you can cut to length. I haven't cut mine, I just left them loose and tie the excess off. It's got two large pockets that you can stuff with food or tubes, phones, keys, all kinds of stuff. The other pocket is exactly the same. There's no like smaller pockets in there, so just two large pockets. You can stuff it full of all kinds of things. I love this bag. When I go out on longer gravel or road rides, I take this along. Just strap it to the inside of your frame, and you're good to go. You can put almost everything you need in there. So yeah, there's that. Jan Mountaineering, good company. So for the bike packing thing, which I've sort of dabbled in a little bit. I actually have never done a bike packing trip, but I have commuted to work, and I have picked up this Blackburn saddlebag. I used it to pack, you know, some extra clothing or my lunch if I was riding to work. It's pretty tough. It's got these heavy straps on it. These you strap under your seat. These you strap around your seat post. You can see it's got a little protective material right there to protect your seat post. It's got some loops here on the back. You could mount a blinky, or you could run some straps through here and strap some additional items to the back of the bag. And if you undo these clips, it has a dry bag on the inside, which is a nice touch. Just your standard dry bag, and it just fits in there. Clip it shut. And I will say, when you get this thing secured on your bike, strap it tight as you could make it, because as you're riding along, it has this tendency to want to wobble back and forth. This is the one and only bike packing bag I've ever used. I'm not sure if these saddlebags wobble like that with other companies, but I have noticed that with this one. Takes some getting used to. I'll call it a little bit annoying, but it does work, and it does keep your stuff dry, which is nice. And so lastly, I wanted to showcase these. I purchased these custom ordered. This is from a company called Rockgeist. They're located in Nashville, North Carolina. And these are handmade bike bags. I wanted a top tube bag for my mountain bike, and they call this a feed bag. So you can put, like, it's big enough for, well, here I got an Algene bottle. Check this out. See? It fits right in there. So if you want to bring extra water, you just shove an Algene bottle in there and you're good to go. Let's see here. This is normally works very quickly. What's up here? Yeah, there you go. You just cinch it shut and you're good to go. It's got some extra pockets on the side for some tools or some gels or whatever you want to take with you. Everything works pretty smoothly. You can see you can pull that tab and pull out your bottle right now. So that works really quickly. Again, with this top tube bag, the zipper is just super easy to use. You just take one hand and zip it open. It's got a reflective stripe, which is a custom order thing. The material is, this company's really cool. They list all the materials that they make their stuff out of. You can choose different patterns, different colors. I went with the purple, and this is a good example of one of the things they show you. They actually tell you how it will fade in the sun. So this feed bag, I don't use very often. And you can see the difference in the purple. This one I used a lot. I use it a lot. And you can see this feed bag, you can see the difference in the purple material, how it's faded in the sun. So that's kind of a cool thing. They're upfront about that. Because they do fade. Every bike bag fades in the sun if you use it enough. And let's see. Where's my Allen wrench? I'm going to take this off here. I'm going to show you one more thing. These bags, there's a little bit of a drawback if you want to switch your stuff between bikes. So the last aspect of this bike bag I wanted to show you guys is the mounting system. So if you like to switch your bags between bikes, it's a bit of a pain. This bike bag uses a actual aluminum CNC machined spacer that goes under your stem. And as you can see, it's got kind of a loop system in here, and it uses this tiny little Allen bolt, this little bolt with this tiny little spacer to close the loop so your stuff doesn't fall off. It makes it difficult to move between bikes. I have used this without the ring on some other bikes, but the bag tends to flop around a little bit. With this bike, it's really secure and it works really well. But that's just one gripe that I have. It just doesn't make it real convenient to swapping out with other bikes. Is that the only strap? There's two straps here. Outside of that, everything about this bag is just extremely well made. Pop it out here so you can see. You can see the loop in its entirety there. And I will say one other thing. It's certainly made for mountain bikes. You know, the top tube on a mountain bike is low and long, and this fits in there. My knees don't really hit this when I'm riding, I have mounted this on my cross bike, and I'll say I didn't like it. My knees were hitting this continually. But the top tube's different. The top tube's straight. It's a shorter top tube, so you're more likely to hit it. And you can see the Velcro system on here. And like I say, everything is just very, very well made. Very nice system. And if you lose this Allen bolt, you can actually buy it from the company's website, which is cool. I thought about buying another one of these, but I think they're like $40 or something like that. So I've refrained from doing so, and I run it exclusively on this bike. For mountain biking, I've found it to be really useful. For road riding and for gravel riding, I've got a couple different options, so I haven't felt the need to swap it out very much. There you go. So thanks for checking out my video today. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful and a little bit informative. There's lots of options for bike bags, so get out there and do some research. This is just what I have. This is just what I use, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. You know, if you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing. Shoot me a comment, because I love feedback, and I really appreciate everybody. I picked up my 26th subscriber the other day, so number 26, thank you so much. I was kind of getting a little dismayed making these videos, but then I woke up the other morning and saw that I had you as a subscriber, and I was like, daggone it, let me get out there. I'm going to make a couple more videos for that person. So thanks, I really appreciate it. It lit the fire a little bit more, and hopefully that continues. Thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, and until next time, thanks.